Alex turned into Alex, and he says, "Hey, what do you think about what do you think about New York?" I was like, "Well," and I was like, "Okay, we're gonna play this game."
Yeah.
Like, well, I love New York. If I'm gonna be in New York, I want to be a Yankee and I want to be a Met. Yeah, okay. Well, what do you think about LA? And the Dodgers weren't with the Dodgers at the time, and traffic sucks. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be in California, I'm gonna be in that area. I'd rather be in Anaheim and not in LA.
Newport sounds good,
Yeah,
right?
it's like I love that area. And he asked me about a couple other ones. It's like, and I got off the phone and I told my wife, I was like, he's thinking about it.
Shopping.
Yeah. So we're at the Mavs game with Michael Young and his wife, and I got a phone call from him. Show my wife, and she's like, "I guess you're right." So answer the phone. It's like, "Hey, I got to deal with the Angels in place. You can take it or not. Like, no one will ever find out. It's balls in your court. They want you. We're moving in a different direction, and I respect you enough to be like to keep this under wraps if you want to fight this thing through." And he told me what his plans were for the Blue Jays, what the Angels had planned. I'm like, all right, I get it, man. Just give me a day and make a decision. And made the decision and ultimately make that move. And it was emotionally, it's probably the hardest decision I had to make in the game.
Because you'd been with Toronto for how long?
Since 97. I got drafted in 97 and
this is 2012.
2010.
Oh, 2010.
2010.
That's right.
Yeah. At the end of 2010. So yeah, make that change. And you talk to people about change and just your routine and the people that you're around, and you take all that for granted. And once you end up in a new spot, like it's like once it's going from East Coast to West Coast, and the travel it's a whole nother
Travel's
monster.
A monster out there.
It's a monster. Like
it is a
everything.
monster.
Your closest trip is 2.5 hours. It's like, what the heck is going on? Unless you're driving to play the Dodgers or San Diego.
Which could be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it could be 2.5 hours. Good point. Good point. Wrong time. It could be the same thing. So it's like
maybe longer.
Yeah, it's like this is. I never got comfortable. Like it was so weird. It was never a settling feeling being not being a Blue Jay.
Yeah, I like to ask this question too. You know, at what point did you feel like, because we talked about this early on in the episode, where you played the game because you loved it and you always wanted to play it that way, but at some point it becomes a business, and you realize that early in your career with options, you know, you're getting sent up and down. You feel like you're supposed to be in the big leagues, but they can send you down, so they do send it to you. When did it feel like you kind of lost the love for the game and it was a business? Was it after this trade, you know, because it was just a difficult thing where I imagine you signed a 7-year deal, 5 years in, 6 years in, you expect to retire a Toronto Blue Jay.